It's a for about Likee TV news on a message and number channel so no hit at the man subscribe. Some the opinion latest news to be our Obeja Brennan sa to me Akabi na your borrow and seminar na at you for net there make us say out to Forson then sema betuja. Yes, powerful speech concerning about the Ghana's debt in IMF Billout to Moons and Semi saying Eddie can say Ghana or minor a car minute or mine is saying Kofubi. Any a dim bonny be omudia resika de ye japade wo nkrofo kru so ne obi man so eya but bende eya NPP fo akromfo no eya na ye mongrom yentie atofo sen nsem no de abetodwa concern about the Ghana's debt in nema etima akoso no ye ba de ka ho ne de munsem na bebrebo
we near how you share some of the comments any statement ya youth no so no womo any honorable Dr. Kesi Forson engagement on S no isi ekoye.
President Mohammed's administration is not like the previous administration, and so if in the past budget was prepared, releases were made, and those releases were not actually paid by the Controller Accountant General, we should not assume that it is going to continue under President Mohammed's administration. Budgeting has to be credible. If you prepare a budget, you should prepare a budget with the hope that you are going to execute the budget. If you prepare the budget with wrong assumptions, and if you don't end up by ensuring that what you have budgeted for, you implement it properly, then it becomes a problem. But on the issue of releases, expect a strong announcement in the budget. That I can assure you. Expect that. And then I think the last question was the last question. I think it has to do with allocations, isn't it? And you made reference to the District Assembly Common Fund and all. Let's wait for the budget. We'll make some strong announcement as part of the budget. Seeing some drop in primary expenditures because what we are seeking to do is to go through a very strong fiscal consolidation. You will see an increase in debt servicing because Ghana is resuming the payment of debt, because in the past 2 years, the government of Ghana was not servicing some debt, particularly the Eurobond debt servicing and all. But we have just resumed the servicing of those debts. And so you see an increase in the service obligation. If you adjust the servicing and look at primary expenditures, you see some significant reduction as compared to the outturn of 2024. That one, you should expect to see that. And I'll make it a point to announce the change in expenditure so that you will be satisfied and you'll be able to see that the government of Ghana has taken a bold step to reduce expenditure.
Very well. That was the Finance Minister, Honorable Dr. Kesi Forson on X. Live on TV as well as and also on Power 97.9 FM. This is your number one political talk show in Ghana, Inside Politics, on Power 97.9 FM and all our affiliate stations across the country. The chairman of the National Economic Dialogue, opinion friend is Mr. Ishmael Evans Jansen, or the Sembia Tuga, say, we a year. Mra was say it to cross a because you call IMF for a year bailout. Now, Ghanaians will be proud, say you bit me a year who free mu, said the bear. You bit me to 2 near me na governance and management, you know, you bit me to the poor a year performance of state owned enterprise. Yenti and summer or the 2 jar over the weekend.
President to have sat down and take that courageous, bold decision to reset Ghana. I don't think he took that decision just like that. I'm sure he gave it very, very deep consideration. The NDC manifesto itself, the brand is resetting Ghana. So I assume that the NDC as a party has bought into resetting Ghana already. Now, resetting Ghana means doing the things that we stopping doing the things that we used to do that have brought us to where we are. Right?
Right.
And now we know everything that we were doing, even JSS students, they know what we were doing, which has brought us to where we are. And we know that when you know the cause of a problem, that's the 50% of the solution. Right? Mm-hmm. So we have no reason not to get to correct the wrongs of the past and be able to be confident enough to say, well, We must stay in, we must not stay in. But if we all want to become proud Ghanaians, we should get out. This must be our last recourse to a bailout. Because for me, it doesn't sit well with my spirit. If you go back 10 years ago, we were producing more cocoa than Cote d'Ivoire. Today, last year, Cote d'Ivoire shipped 2.2 million tons of cocoa. Ghana shipped less than 500,000 tons. Ask me why. Why should we be? The same climatic conditions. So, is the policy, is the management, is the governance, is the political interference, all of them put together. I mean, since when did the Kwashe bring cocoa to Ghana? So when we want to buy cocoa, we have to go and borrow money before we buy cocoa.
We buy it.
And what I heard that actually made me cry was we borrowed the money and we couldn't even supply the cocoa. So this year, 300,000 tons of cocoa that we will harvest has already been sold at a lower price. So for every ton of cocoa we sell, we lose $4,000. And so where is the accountability? What are those people who put us in that place? Who is going to hold them accountable?
Someone should be holding them accountable.
Not someone. We should hold them accountable. When you say, oh, political witch hunting, it's not political witch hunting. You come and rape this country, come and explain to the people of Ghana.
I like that statement. Fantastic one. Still live on TV as well as also on Power 97.9 FM. You're free a year as you want for your DNA a year and 9th March 2025. Now, said DJB Dankwa JB Dankwa. Me am impaired you. You call someone many are less than Yakugan. It take you opportunity to visit the place. Yeah, maybe an JB Dankwa. Then obey my Ghana. Akufa domo omo maya somo nyoyen na JB Dankwa no election be a contest e be a even Akroma was in prison. Akroma a contest elections winning elections. JB Dankwa, I mean, yeah, history, no. JB Dankwa and JB Papa Bio. The only thing obey say the question party can say, Wabeye is in regional chairman. Asa, to say chairman won't to me. Asa. And Nana Kufado ne Kofwe, there be a woman in Passamon Yen, and a JB Dankwa ya. About 2 years ago, you see, University of Ghana, a yellow gono kwano, yefa JB Dankwa dinya day, and kotoso. Useless things when you never in ever. Now, first, near the time of Maisika, near the copy mo chebi, the JB Dankwa. Akufa do free power in so big as handsome hunina. Sela papa no da sugusu. As a sasa for your markets, Omo could do more celebrations. We are no man by cancer for Ghana for. You know over the weekend, Omo Koya or Chebia. As I said, your course so Chebi and no JB Dankwa no wu wa me ya de papa bi amagana ye bokwa me Akroma nim din ne ye bo wo mo be boy djuma papa champion mo din a enye bi ni JB Dankwa mo nya mo sa ansem hu no na enwe ho na no na eye na Akufo-Addo na we kwa ye nya na ye den calling for JB Dankwa legacy to be properly handled o de esem hu ne de ba yenti
Dankwa's persistent call for the rule of law to be entrenched in the body politic as the ultimate guarantee of liberty and individual freedom in his day are finally today the central features of the Ghanaian polity, which we must never renounce. Despite the breadth and depth of Dr. Dankwa's contribution to the development of Ghana, his name continues to elicit needless controversy, in death as in life.
Very well. That was former President Nana Akufo-Addo. Editor-in-chief of the Inside newspaper, Mr. Kesi Pratt Jr., and also Eddie Atuja say, JB Dankwa, mo de sansi one deserve any celebration be as a ye kwako jina say kwako dina dia no be was no your original chairman asa election be no contest ya wotumedi enkunim. Kesi Pratt Jr.
Only people who don't know our history can be pushing Dankwa as a national hero. Do you know Dankwa's true position in the UGC? Dankwa was the Eastern Regional Chairman of the UGC. That's all. That's the height he got, Eastern Regional Chairman. Wow. So if you're looking for the equivalent of Dankwa in modern politics today, it is room to me. No, seriously, I'm serious. The level that Dankwa attained in UGCC has been attained by Wintumi in NPP. He was a regional chairman. It's Wintumi not a regional chairman. But J.B. Dankwa was simply just the Eastern regional chairman of the UGC. Master, even put that aside, which election did J.B. Dankwa ever win? All his attempts at contesting elections, he lost. Even in his hometown, Chebi, in the 52 election, they voted against J.B. Dankwa. He couldn't even win Chebi. If J.B. Dankwa cannot even be founder of Chebi, his hometown, how can he become founder of Ghana? He lost elections in Chebi. Not once. He was beaten by a people teacher. So you go and bring him to me, Sekubele, and you want to impose him on us.
Very well, that was the editor-in-chief of the Inside newspaper. Kesi, in power than to wait to call yourself general secretary when we go to opposition. That's why I've told you I'm deputy CEO of the airwaves without salary. And why them a Juma wa Angel Gabriel that we have fiscal angels they buy no man appointment. We tell we share that no anka and I'm America ma there. It may be pressure na about so no and I'm pay Juma. Tell the people to relax. Things are being put in place. Obia benya baby akoshe. When the policy rolls out, Women's Development Bank beba ma mu to ma there that mu yo mususu kakra e bi be kan mu apprenticeship program qualifier. Yes, you go apprenticeship program eba agric transformation eba. I mean so many things that the government has rolled out eba nti obia anto ben obia no betumi enya appointment e wo top ho what they say and there are so many spaces in yet to be filled what they say nti people should take their time pressure eba maybe go for framing especially security for now mo boy during the elections you know. I'm afraid Charlie into me for go share national security message security for the war headquarters no crowd wunya kwan ko national security ti twen o mrebeso nti na Mogabi mo de baba also oba mo de ne baba what's oba me de me catch them mo na 7 apia kwa na be share Nigeria ama na about 10 minutes ama Ghana qualify what's your number Mogabi Mr. Jamela call World Cup at the age of 42. Yes. He went at first at 38 and then at 42. At 38, he took President Paul Biya to tell the whole nation that he had to call him from the dance. Biya is still the president. Yes. Obama Jamila, his contribution in that 1990 World Cup. What? 4 goals. Check Biya goals. So, one of them against Colombia. To me, say this one is age and experience on the field for a long time. Saying Otite goalkeeper from the center half. Our far ball no, and then he made the run for about 60 meters before he scored. French League 1 or 90 minutes every day. Was 4 goals. Was assess by 3. The only your top scorer Akroma no Black Stars mono. Was goals to say on the team. Mugabe won the ha make Akroma say you tried to remove the guy from the national team and then you failed to qualify for the African Cup. It shows the leadership qualities that the guy had. That you couldn't, yes. So if you don't want trouble for yourself as a coach, because you could lose your job if you don't qualify, go and bring the guy and put him inside and use him rightly. You understand? Book me about football or see the leader's role on the field. Yes, you must have a good, effective leader who knows the game to lead the pack on the field of play. Yes, even in the dressing room. Yes, and Mugabe in the camp. Mugabe, my coaching Kwalada. nkwala omumbo border omumbo eida make coach omo anam de omo tournament and I'm able to win the tournament. How am I able to do it? I teach them what basic things they must learn and do individually. Then collectively as a team what they must do. Ball no so you play for each other. And yes, a ball no me both 2 into Minkwana me ball. There are linkages 2 and 7, 2 and 4, 2 and 8. You should know on the right side. O far ball no peja utia. You should know what you should do with the ball. Black Stars, so we have not adopted our style of play. Yeah. Say I grow and now a 2-touch system. You call 2006 World Cup. No, no, Bobby. What do so Kobe? Okobi, I know na only lenim. I know. Let's even appear him. I but no nyadi. No, ya home ntari ni asemo jani. No nyadi in the national team. In America no. They adopted before the 2006 World Cup. So ba no be coach no. Richard Kesi mu nyina no. Ma drop his uncle for nyina free technical way no. Se me appear no nya welfare way Emma Black Stars. It says you know management team vice chairman of the. You bring a lot of change to football. When football. Do you know when I when he was barely 13 years, I saw him play for Mighty Victory, Fatal. So why I stayed, anytime Mighty Victory played with Salami Aces at Accra Academy School Park or Noble Iris, me I was there. This young boy will play for the under 14 team, and then you see him change his jersey after the match and play for the.
It must so some daily update TV so.